Unfortunately, the enemy we face cannot be tickled into submission and cannot be talked out of what it's doing. Brave men need to get up in the early hours of the morning and rip these bastards off the streets!
Okay, so we're here in Westminster today to basically stand up against terror. We've had enough of it. Everybody's gobbing off about they're going to do this, that and the other, but sat on your sofa isn't going to cut the mustard around here. There is a genuine problem in this country and it genuinely needs acting on right now.
We are also planning Edinburgh at the back of November. We are not going away. We are not stopping.
Good morning folks and welcome to London. For those that don't know me, my name's Fimed Edited. I'm the main founder of Veterans Against Terrorism. There's a few of us down here. Obviously we've been promoting this and publicising it over the last 2 to 3 months. If you look around, we've got over 1,000 people easy. We've another 40 minutes yet before we leave, and it's just growing. So I just want to thank you all now for the time and effort that you've took in putting the word out and spreading it.
And why are we here? We're here because our country is under attack. And it's got to stop. Come on. It's got to stop. I want to tell you something, brethren. This is the struggle of our age. This is the major struggle of our age. It's time for us to stand.
Well, a few weeks ago, I saw the lads in Manchester doing the Manchester March, and one of the organisers put out an appeal and he said, listen, you can get out from behind your keyboards and come and join us. So that really galvanised me, and if anyone's watching this, next time we do a march, I would say exactly the same thing. Come and join this movement. And I want to say a few things about the actual movement itself. It's totally peaceful. We're totally committed to the rule of law. We're totally non-sectarian. We're not a political organisation. We're here because we're extremely concerned about the spate of jihadist attacks that have taken place in the last few months. And we're also very concerned about what we'd really class as Islamic supremacism that's really taken hold in some of the Muslim communities. It's a great worry. And of course the main victims of that Islamic supremacism are people in those communities themselves. And we want to see that change. We want to see the whole ethos of the war on terror in the UK change to being a lot more proactive and really going after a lot of these jihadists. We want to see the 3,000 jihadists that are basically on the watch list. We want to see them arrested and detained. We want to see the returning jihadis who are coming back from Syria and Iraq that have been fighting for ISIS. They've been doing some terrible things, beheading little children, committing terrible acts of rape and murder. We want to see them arrested and tried for treason. And we also want to call on the government to really come down hard on the preachers of hate and the ones in the radical Islamic supremacist community who are stirring up these young lads to go and do these terrible acts. We want to see the government come down on them as well and really start clamping down on them. So the protest today, it's very peaceful, a lot of really good lads here, all different ages and generations of veterans. What we're going to do in a little bit at 12 o'clock, we're going to go down to Downing Street. We're going to hand in a letter at number 10. And the letter that's going into number 10 basically has all the requests that I've just made on this feed. So we're going to get that handed in. We're going to have a couple of speeches, and then I'm sure the lads are going to go and enjoy a few beers in the Red Lion after that's done.
People have just had enough of all the leniency that the government keeps displaying against known jihadists, terrorism, on terrorists in general. We believe that there should be tougher enforcement, greater powers for police. And overall a lot harsher punishments to deter people. The last time I checked in this country there was one law. It was wrote by the British government. I don't agree with any other foreign policy or law that's implemented in the country that I fought for alongside these men and women here today.
It's 11:15 on the 5th of August 2017. I'm in London here supporting the Veterans Against Terror. The veterans are ex-armed forces personnel with many other people from society, and we shall be marching from Parliament Square to number 10 Downing Street to hand in a petition to the Prime Minister, who's away on holiday at the moment. And the petition is basically saying that we have had enough about this terror occurring in the United Kingdom, and we expect our government and the authorities to clamp down rigorously and urgently to condemn and stop the growth of terror against the civilian population of this country. I am a very avid consort to this because I'm ex-military, 22 years service, and I do not believe that the British people should have to suffer what they currently are suffering from the political correctness that is exerted on all of us in society. We all need to wake up very quickly to what is happening, because it is not good for all of us.
Yeah, I'm here today because the government's got a good resource in all the veterans that serve the country, that they can use us to their own advantage, whether it be in just intelligence gathering format or any other format where we as veterans can be of use to serve the government again in our capacity as veterans. We've served our country once, but we are still here. We've still got the skills, we've still got the knowledge, we're available.
I'm here to support my fellow veterans against extremism. There's too much of it now. Now they started killing our kids. It needs stopping. We cannot pussyfoot around with them anymore. We've got to get them off the streets. There shouldn't be any watch lists. If they're known extremists, should be taken off the streets.
terror threat that we face. The terror threat we face is jihadist terrorism that is stalking the streets of this country. I want to tell you something about my story. 30 years ago, I was posted to Northern Ireland to stand against terrorism, and many of you men and women here stood in Northern Ireland against terrorism, and I want to thank you on behalf of the people of Northern Ireland, because we've got peace now. We've got peace because of you. We've got peace. And I also want to say about Northern Ireland, the vast majority of the people in Northern Ireland are against the prosecution of veterans. They're against it. It shouldn't be happening. There shouldn't be veterans getting prosecuted for what happened in the Troubles. But that's not why we're here today. We're here today because there is a darkness stalking the streets of this country. And that darkness is Islamic supremacism. That darkness is jihadism. And we're standing against it. We're standing against it. It's a new menace. It's been growing for years like a cancer. And it's got stronger and stronger and stronger. And it's going to stop. It's going to stop. It has to. It's going to stop. And I want to call on our Muslim friends and neighbours. We're not bothered what religion you are. I want to call on our Muslim friends and neighbours. Stop throwing these people out of your communities, because we know that you are the victims of the jihadists as well. And if you throw them out of your community, we will stand with you. Yes! We will stand with you. We will support you. But I want to say a word. I want to say a word to the jihadists. We do not fear you. No! You will not win. No! You will not impose your Islamic fascism on this country. It will not happen. There will be no Islamic supremacism in this country. We will win. And I want to say this. I want to say this to the next suicide bomber who thinks when he explodes his vest in a crowd of civilians, of little girls, that thinks he's going to go to paradise. I've got news for you, my friend. You're going to open your eyes to the flames of hell. And I want to say this very strongly. We also completely condemn any violence against Muslims. That is not what we're about. Right? It's not what we're about. We want to defend and protect our Muslim friends and neighbours. This isn't about religion. This is about extremism. See, there's been a moral failure. The heart of the government for years have allowed this to grow. They've got to change. A few weeks ago, Theresa May stood and said, enough's enough. She was right. Enough is enough. This has to change, and it has to stop. And we put a petition out. I'm sure many of you signed it. If you haven't signed it, get on Facebook. Get that petition signed. We want 100,000 signatures on it, and we're going to present it to Amber Rudd, the Home Secretary. And what we're calling for in the letter that's going into Parliament is this. First of all, we want to lock up the 3,000 jihadists. We want to lock up the 3,000 jihadists that the government, the MI5 said are causing a problem. We want to see them locked up. Secondly, we want to see the returning members of ISIS. We want to see the returning members of... I'm about to take off here. We want to see the returning members of ISIS tried for high treason. They have murdered little girls. They have raped, they have pillaged, and they want to destroy our country. It is treason, and they must be arrested and tried for high treason. War crimes! As the Chancellor, yes, war crimes. As the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Philip Hammond, called for this in 2014 when he was Foreign Secretary. We agree with him. Get him locked up, get him tried for treason.
Well said.
We also want to give the security forces as much support as we possibly can. We want them to have as many resources as they can. We're also against the imposition of Islamic blasphemy law and Sharia law in the UK. We want to ask where the money's coming from to support these groups. We know there's a report that's gone out. We want to see that report published. And I want to say this as a close. There is no acceptable level of terrorism. There is no acceptable level of terrorism. Living in a big city does not mean that you should be part and parcel of terrorist attacks. We should be able to live in a big city. The government has given advice. If there's a terrorist attack, on what to do. It's the complete opposite of what squaddies want to do. They've told us to run, hide and tell. I want to say this. If there's a terrorist attack, stand, fight and protect.
We are not political. We're not racial. We're not religious. We're real people. We're people who live in these towns that these scumbags have decided to come to and try and break up with their lunacy and their idiot ideals and whatever it is they're trying to get across, okay? All I want is somewhere where my family can live safely, all right? behind us, okay, you see made out of bronze. You see made out of bronze behind me. Good men. Good men that have led other good men. We spent years building this country up to what it is, all right? We don't want to just see it smashed apart by a load of lunatics, a load of people that ain't worth the whatever's under my shoe, all right? It just ain't on, all right? At least 3,000 people are at large in this country who are actively taking part in supporting in activities to undermine the greater good here. And that's the ones we know about, all right? That's the ones that we've been told we know about. Something needs to be done about these people. It's no good. It's no good just saying, you know, what do you want me to stand on television again in a couple of months' time and go, oh, that's terrible, that's really bad. But I could have told you it was coming. And then do you want people to go, we knew about him, we knew about him, we knew about him, we knew about him. It ain't on. We've got to stop it. And the only way you'll stop it is by doing something about it, okay? I've always been told that in times of peace, you prepare for war. We've had a small period without incident, and it's as if people already think we're out of the woods and we've won the war. I'll tell you something now. I'll tell you something 100% now that I can guarantee all my life and my kids' lives. We've not won the war on terror. We've not come anywhere near it yet. Absolutely not anywhere near it, okay? We are still very much under threat. Every one of us. The fact there's not been attacked for a while only says to me that they're planning something even bigger and better next time, okay? And they're hiding behind, they're hoping that everybody's going to forget about them, and then they're going to come back and smash us in the head again, all right? That's the reality of what's going on here, okay? They're winning. In as far as every time it goes quiet for a while, so do we. And we give them a chance to reorganise, regroup, and re-smack us again. The security services in this country do a tremendous job, but they're being hampered by wishy-washy, pussyfooting shower of shit! Okay? And that's exactly what we've got. And I don't mind the odd profanity now and again to highlight exactly how heinous those imbeciles are, okay? It's not if they're going to attack us, it's when are they going to attack us. We need to keep strong, and we need to keep on at those in charge and insist change. Wars are not won sat on your sofa. Voices are not heard unless you're out and about. And people cannot be counted unless they can be seen. And you people can be seen today, so you can hold your heads up high and say, I tried to do something about it. You can look your children in the faces and say, I stood there in London and I stood up and I was counted and I tried to do something about what was going wrong. And hopefully we will succeed. We still have policemen walking dangerous streets without the correct equipment to deal with the threats they face. I wonder who's writing their risk assessment. I'm not allowed nowadays to load a lorry unless I'm wearing full protective gear. Yet someone has signed off and letting people who protect us wander around without means of defending themselves or the people they signed up to protect. It's absolutely bureaucracy gone mad. I'm going to finish by saying, the IRA once said, we only have to be lucky once, and you've got to be lucky all the time. There is no luck involved. In the right laws are in place, and the security service are allowed to carry out their jobs properly. By tackling the problem in the right way, the tables can reverse, and they can become, they can be the ones that become needing the luck, all right? We shouldn't need the luck, they should need the luck, okay? And trust me, their luck will run out one day. I'm just going to finish by saying, this is my last thought for the day, okay? I'm just going to finish by saying, we don't own this great country, okay? We don't own one inch or millimetre of the land of this great country. We just safeguard it for our children. And hopefully one day we hand it over in a fit state for them to carry on and push this society that we know forward, okay? Let's make sure we don't hand it over to a bunch of lunatics that just want to carry out heinous acts on our soil. Thank you very much for coming.